Welcome to the Prepper Almanac. Thank you for joining us today. It is deeply appreciated. In today's video we are going to discuss how to avoid the most common prepper mistakes. And if I give you value in today's video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it. Today we're going to prepare for the unexpected and the unforeseen challenges that nature and life can throw at us. The key to survival lies in preparation and knowledge. We're talking about something much bigger, like prepping for long-term disasters. Natural disasters like hurricanes, earthquakes, and floods can strike without warning, leaving devastation in their wake. But it's not just natural events we need to be ready for. A severe economic collapse, a complete societal breakdown, and even pandemics can disrupt our lives in unimaginable ways. Imagine a world thrown into chaos like an economic collapse or a societal breakdown, you name it. Picture empty supermarket shelves, abandoned city streets, and civil unrest. These scenarios may seem like something out of a dystopian novel, but they are real possibilities that we must be prepared for. It's a survival scenario unlike any other. In such times, having a well-thought-out plan and the right skills can make all the difference. Emergency shelters, makeshift camps, and survival training become essential. It's not just about having the right gear, it's about knowing how to use it effectively. Now, many folks think they've got it covered, but trust me, even the toughest can stumble. Setting up a tent in the rain, fixing gear on the go, or making a fire in adverse conditions can challenge even the most seasoned preppers. It's these small, often overlooked details that can trip you up when you least expect it. We're talking about common prepping mistakes, those little oversights that can turn into life or death situations when things go south. A broken survival kit, malfunctioning gear, or simply not having the right tools can lead to dire consequences. It's crucial to regularly check and maintain your equipment to ensure it's in working order when you need it most. We'll expose these pitfalls and equip you with the knowledge to survive, no matter what the world throws your way. From preparing emergency supplies with your family to learning essential survival skills and discussing disaster plans, we'll cover it all. Knowledge is power, and being informed can give you the edge in any crisis. Remember, it's not about luck, it's about preparation, resilience, and having the right mindset. A determined person, people building a shelter, or survival training in harsh weather conditions all demonstrate the importance of mental fortitude. Staying calm and focused can help you navigate through the toughest situations. In this video, we'll discuss the nitty-gritty of prepping, covering everything from essential gear to mental fortitude. We'll explore the best survival gear, how to sharpen and maintain your tools, and techniques for building a fire in challenging conditions. We'll show you how to avoid the common traps and emerge from any crisis stronger than ever. Learn from experienced preppers. So buckle up, grab your survival kit, and get ready to learn from the best. Whether you're heading out on a solo adventure or preparing with a group, the knowledge and skills you'll gain will be invaluable. Every journey begins with a single step, and your journey to becoming a proficient prepper starts here. This is about more than just surviving, it's about thriving in the face of adversity. Thriving means building a community, growing together, and finding joy even in challenging times. So let's embark on this journey together and learn how to not just survive but truly thrive. In this day and age, we're surrounded by technology. We rely on our phones for navigation, communication, even for starting a fire with a fire starter app. But what happens when the grid goes down? Your smartphone becomes nothing more than a useless brick. That's why it's crucial to develop those old-school survival skills. Learn how to navigate by the stars, build a fire without those fancy lighters, and find your way back to base camp without relying on Google Maps. Trust me, these skills are not just for show, they could save your life. Remember, technology is a tool, and like any tool, it can fail. Don't let your reliance on gadgets dull your instincts or your ability to improvise. Embrace the challenge of learning traditional survival methods. It's about connecting with our ancestors' resourcefulness. Think of it as a workout for your survival instincts. The more you practice, the more confident and prepared you'll be when disaster strikes. So ditch the digital crutches and rediscover the power of your own two hands. We all know the importance of physical fitness, but in a long-term disaster scenario, it's not just about looking good, it's about survival. You need to be able to carry heavy supplies, navigate rough terrain, and defend yourself if necessary. This isn't a walk in the park, it's a full-on endurance test. Now, I'm not saying you need to be an Olympic athlete, but a good level of fitness is crucial. Focus on building strength, stamina, and flexibility. Incorporate body weight exercises, running, and even activities like hiking with a weighted backpack into your routine. Remember, in a survival situation, your body becomes your primary tool. It's your vehicle, your shelter builder, your everything. Neglecting your physical well-being is like forgetting to pack your survival kit, a recipe for disaster. So treat your body like the temple it is. Fuel it with nutritious food, keep it hydrated, and push it to its limits. The stronger and fitter you are, the better your chances of overcoming the challenges that lie ahead. We all know water is essential for survival. It's the liquid of life, the very essence that sustains us. Without it, life as we know it would cease to exist. From the smallest microorganisms to the largest mammals, every living being depends on water to thrive. It's not just about quenching our thirst. Water is integral to our very existence. You can go without food for days, even weeks, but dehydration will knock you down far quicker. The human body is made up of about 60% water, and every cell, tissue, and organ in our body needs water to function properly. Dehydration can lead to severe consequences, from headaches and dizziness to life-threatening conditions like heat stroke. In extreme conditions, it can be a matter of hours before dehydration becomes fatal. In a long-term disaster and prepper situation, clean drinking water will be more valuable than gold. Imagine a scenario where the usual sources of water are contaminated or inaccessible. In such times, having a reliable source of clean water can mean the difference between life and death. People will go to great lengths to secure water for themselves and their loved ones, and it will become a precious commodity. Trust me, I've been in situations where a single drop felt like winning the lottery. When you're parched and desperate, that first sip of water can feel like a miracle. It's a moment of pure relief and gratitude, a reminder of how vital water is to our survival. During a crisis, finding a water source can be a game changer, giving you the strength and hope to carry on. Now, storing water is like building a fire. You need the right fuel and the right container. It's not just about having water, it's about having it in a way that's safe and accessible. Proper storage ensures that your water remains clean and uncontaminated, ready for use when you need it most. Think of it as an investment in your future well-being. Bottled water is great for short-term, but for long-haul survival, you need to think bigger. Consider large food-grade containers or even invest in a rain collection system. These systems can provide a continuous supply of water, reducing your dependence on external sources. It's about being self-sufficient and prepared for any situation. Remember, every drop counts, and having a sustainable water source can give you peace of mind. Or even invest in a rain collection system. Remember, every drop counts. Rainwater harvesting is an excellent way to supplement your water supply, especially in areas where rainfall is frequent. By collecting and storing rainwater, you can ensure that you have a backup source of water for various needs, from drinking to gardening. It's an eco-friendly and efficient way to make the most of natural resources. Proper storage is just as important as the water itself. Keeping your water containers in a cool, dark place helps prevent the growth of algae and bacteria. It's crucial to ensure that your water remains safe and potable over time. Properly sealed containers also protect against contamination from dust, insects, and other pollutants. It's about maintaining the quality of your water supply. Keep those containers in a cool, dark place, away from direct sunlight and potential contaminants. Sunlight can promote the growth of harmful microorganisms, and exposure to heat can degrade the quality of your water. By storing your water in a shaded, temperature-controlled environment, you can ensure its longevity and safety. It's a simple yet effective way to protect your most vital resource. And don't forget to rotate your stock regularly. Just like food, water has a shelf life, and it's essential to keep your supply fresh. Regularly check the dates on your water containers and replace old supplies with new ones. This practice ensures that you always have a reliable source of clean water, ready for any emergency. It's a small effort that can make a big difference in a crisis. Stagnant water is a breeding ground for bacteria, and you don't want to be battling dysentery when things get rough. Contaminated water can lead to severe health issues, from gastrointestinal problems to life-threatening diseases. It's crucial to ensure that your water remains clean and safe to drink. Regularly inspect your water storage and treat it if necessary to prevent the growth of harmful microorganisms. In a crisis, clean water is your lifeline. It's the foundation of your survival strategy, the key to maintaining your health and well-being. Whether you're in the wilderness or facing a natural disaster, having access to clean water can make all the difference. It's about being prepared and having the foresight to secure this vital resource before it's too late. So make sure you have enough to weather the storm. Plan ahead, invest in proper storage solutions, and ensure that you have a sustainable water supply. It's about being ready for any situation and having the confidence that you can face whatever comes your way. Water is life, and by taking the necessary steps to secure it, you're safeguarding your future and the future of those you care about. Now, let's talk about food. When disaster strikes, a rumbling stomach is the last thing you want to worry about. Stocking up on non-perishable food is crucial, but it's not just about quantity, it's about quality and variety. Beans, rice, and pasta are the staples, no doubt. They are calorie-dense and have a long shelf life. But surviving long-term means more than just bare sustenance. You need a balanced diet to maintain energy levels and morale, so think beyond the basics. Consider adding canned fruits and vegetables, protein bars, nuts, and dried fruits to your stockpile. These provide essential vitamins and minerals that keep you going strong. Remember, a healthy body leads to a healthy mind, and that's crucial in a survival situation. And don't forget some spices and condiments. They might seem trivial, but they can make all the difference in a long-term scenario. A dash of hot sauce or a sprinkle of herbs can transform a bland meal into something enjoyable, boosting morale when it matters most. We've talked about water, food, and shelter, but there's another crucial element to survival often overlooked, and that's your mental fortitude. In a long-term disaster, your mind can be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. Panic, fear, and despair can cripple even the most physically prepared individual. That's why building mental resilience is just as important as any physical skill. You need to fortify your mind against the inevitable stress and uncertainty that comes with a crisis. Start by acknowledging that it's okay to feel scared or overwhelmed. These are natural human emotions. Don't bottle them up. Instead, find healthy ways to process them. Talk to someone you trust, keep a journal, or practice mindfulness techniques. Remember, you're not alone in this. Connecting with others is crucial for maintaining mental well-being. Whether it's family, friends, or a community of like-minded individuals, having a support system can make all the difference in staying positive and focused. We've covered the basics of survival, but now we're venturing into even more crucial territory, and that's medical emergencies. Trust me, in a prepper situation, a minor injury can quickly escalate into a life-or-death situation. That's why having a well-stocked first aid kit is non-negotiable. This isn't just about slapping on a band-aid. We're talking about being prepared for deep cuts, burns, fractures, and the kind of injuries that can happen when you're pushing your limits. Your kit should include everything from antiseptic wipes and gauze to pain relievers and splints, and don't forget about essential medications. If you're on any prescription drugs, ensure you have enough to last for an extended period. Remember, pharmacies might not be accessible in a long-term disaster. This kit is your lifeline in a medical crisis. Pack it carefully, know what's inside, and most importantly, know how to use everything. We often talk about the individual skills needed for survival, and while they're undeniably crucial, there's another element that can make or break your chances in a long-term disaster, and that's community. In a true prepper situation, it's not always about being the strongest or the fastest, it's about working together, sharing the load, and relying on each other's strengths. Just like a pack of wolves, a united community is far more resilient than any lone wolf. Think about it. In a crisis, who's going to help you rebuild your shelter after a storm? Who will watch your back when resources become scarce? Who can you turn to for support when the going gets tough? That's where a strong community comes in. It's about having people you trust, people who share your values and are willing to work together for the common good. Building these bonds before disaster strikes can be one of the smartest moves you make. We've talked about the importance of physical preparedness, mental resilience, and the power of community. But there's another crucial aspect of survival that often gets overlooked, and that's security. In a long-term disaster, the rules of the game change. Resources become scarce, desperation sets in, and unfortunately, there will be those who try to take advantage of the situation. Protecting yourself, your loved ones, and your hard-earned supplies becomes paramount. Think of it like defending your territory in the wild. You need to be aware of potential threats, establish boundaries, and be prepared to defend what's yours. This doesn't necessarily mean becoming aggressive, but it does mean being vigilant and proactive. Start by assessing your home's security. Are there weak points that could be easily exploited? Do you have a plan for securing your property if you need to evacuate? These are questions you need to be asking yourself now, not when it's too late. We've discussed having the right gear, the right mindset, but all that's useless if you don't know how to use it. It's like trying to start a fire in a downpour with wet matches is a recipe for disaster. You wouldn't wait till you're hanging off a cliff to learn how to tie a knot, would you? That's why you've got to practice. Every skill, from building a fire to purifying water, needs to be second nature. Imagine a real crisis hits, adrenaline's pumping and fear is setting in. That's not the time to be fumbling with your first aid kit or trying to remember how to set a snare trap. Practice makes perfect, or at least it makes you better. Set aside time each week, even just an hour, to brush up on your skills. Get out in the backyard, build a shelter, try your hand at foraging. The more you practice, the more confident and prepared you'll be when it really counts. There's another critical aspect that often gets overlooked, and that is financial preparedness. In times of crisis, having a solid financial plan can be the difference between weathering the storm and being swept away by it. Financial preparedness isn't just about having money saved up. It's about understanding how to manage your resources effectively when disaster strikes. Imagine being in the wilderness with limited supplies. You wouldn't just consume everything at once, you'd ration and plan. The same principle applies to your finances. Disasters don't just disrupt our lives, they can also wreak havoc on our finances. Natural disasters like storms, floods, and wildfires can destroy homes and businesses, leading to massive financial losses. The immediate aftermath of such events often sees a spike in expenses, from emergency repairs to temporary accommodations. Imagine this. A natural disaster strikes, supply chains are disrupted, and suddenly your hard-earned cash isn't worth the paper it's printed on. In such scenarios, the value of money can plummet, and access to essential goods can become severely limited. This is why it's crucial to have a diversified approach to financial preparedness. Hyperinflation, economic collapse, and job losses can happen. These are all very real possibilities in a long-term crisis. The economic ripple effects of a disaster can be far-reaching, affecting everything from employment rates to the stock market. In such times, having a financial safety net can provide much-needed stability. That's why it's vital to have a financial safety net. Start by building an emergency fund enough to cover at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses. This fund should be easily accessible and kept in a safe place. Think of it as your financial lifeline, ready to support you when the unexpected happens. It's not just about having money saved, it's about having peace of mind knowing that you have a cushion to fall back on. This will give you a buffer in case of job loss, unexpected medical bills, or any other financial shocks. Medical emergencies can be particularly devastating, both emotionally and financially. Having funds set aside specifically for such situations can alleviate some of the stress and allow you to focus on recovery. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify your assets. This means not relying solely on cash or a single type of investment. Spread your resources across different asset classes to minimize risk. In times of crisis, some assets may lose value while others gain, so diversification can help balance the scales. Consider investing in precious metals like gold and silver, which tend to hold their value during times of economic uncertainty. These metals have been trusted stores of value for centuries and can act as a hedge against inflation and currency devaluation. Having a portion of your wealth in tangible assets can provide a sense of security. Think about acquiring practical skills that would be in high demand after a disaster, like basic carpentry, plumbing, or first aid. These skills can be invaluable in a crisis, not just for your own survival, but also as a means of bartering and earning. In a world where money may lose its value, practical skills can become a new form of currency. These skills can become a valuable form of currency in a barter-based economy. Imagine a scenario where traditional money is no longer the primary medium of exchange. In such a world, your ability to fix a shelter, provide medical aid, or even grow food can be traded for other essential goods and services. Remember, financial preparedness is just as important as any other aspect of survival. It's about having the resources and the financial savvy to weather any storm. This means not only saving and investing wisely, but also continuously educating yourself about financial strategies and staying informed about economic trends. It's about having the resources and the financial savvy to weather any storm. Financial preparedness involves a combination of saving, investing, and planning. It also means being adaptable and ready to adjust your strategies as circumstances change. The more prepared you are, the better you'll be able to handle whatever comes your way. So, start planning today and secure your financial future. Take the time to assess your current financial situation, set realistic goals, and create a plan to achieve them. The effort you put in now will pay off in the long run, providing you with the stability and confidence to face any disaster head-on. We've covered some of the most common prepping mistakes that could cost you dearly when disaster strikes. Remember, preparation is key, but avoiding these pitfalls can make all the difference when it really matters. As we wrap up today's video, if you have any questions or if there are any topics that you would like discussed in the future, let us know in the comments section below. We love to get video ideas from the community. Let us know what you think of today's video as well. We always appreciate input. And be sure to like today's video and subscribe to the channel in order to be notified of the next prepper video we release. Check out the link in the description of the video for a $25 restaurant voucher as a thank you for subscribing to the channel. Also check out the link in the description for a list of offers of free prepper gear and free prepper items to check out. And thanks for swinging by the Prepper Almanac today. It's appreciated.